this is Nan McKay, and I would like to introduce you today to Alicia Jones. Alicia has lost weight and found a healthy lifestyle without fad diets and without punishing physical routines. For 16 years, she's helped transform the health and the lives, really, of women 50 and over through her fitness and her weight loss strategies. So let's find out how she did it. Welcome, Alicia.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alicia, I want to move that dial up just about 10 years and ask you a question. Can you help women over 60, even if they haven't participated in an exercise program for a long time?
Absolutely. In fact, I've even started coaching women in their 70s. So 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. My predominant demographic is 50s, 60s, and 70s. That is the main focus for me. And it's usually like I started with one woman. She started at 65 because she was just retiring. She wanted to get fit and get healthy, and she wanted to live in her retirement the best years of her life. And now she's 70 and she just took up snowboarding again and skiing again. And so I know, right? There's no limit of what you can do. And I remember, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I remember going to the ski hills and they had a limit of 65. At that age, you were no longer allowed to be on the ski hills because they said it was dangerous and it would be bad for your health to do so. You'd break a bone and you'd never get back up. And there's Judy, my client, who is out there on the slopes right now.
All right, that's fantastic. You know, people used to think of 60 as being somebody like a grandma in a rocking chair, and that's just not what it is anymore.
No, it's not. It is completely different now. And I think all of the fabulous women over 50 know that. It is a different generation than your mothers and your grandmothers. And I think it is empowering and uplifting, and it defies all stereotypes. You know, it's a whole new outlook on life, I think.
Well, what do you think are the biggest benefits of what you do?
Well, it's exactly that. It gives many women their life back, and it gives them the ability to live the second half in their best health. I mean, there's two options as we get older. We either sit in a chair wishing we could get out, going around, doing all of the things that we dreamed of doing in retirement, right? Or you can be healthy, you can stave off disease, you can live your best quality of life. And then you're out there doing all of those things that you were waiting for, all of the travel, all of the, walks, meeting friends, social activities, just having a great time because you have the health and the strength to do that.
Well, how many days a week do women need to exercise to gain that strength you're talking about?
Well, that is what the best part is, because I think that most people think you're supposed to be doing something every day, long exercise routines, a lot of time. And many people either don't have the time or they just don't want, especially if you're retired, do you really want to spend your entire retirement every day, all the time working out? If you enjoy it, you might want to do some, but yeah, exactly. You probably don't want to be spending every waking second working out. And the truth is you only need to do 2 or 3 days. And the workouts don't need to be long. You can do a full body workout in 10 minutes or less, really, really quick. That's it. Done. You've created the strength. You've enhanced lean mass. And with age, lean mass declines. So you have got to work on that lean mass. And it also revs up the metabolic rate. So for many that want a little bit of weight loss, that also helps burn fat faster. And a lot of people think that's walking that does that. Walking is great for your heart. Many women do it anyways. Men do it anyways because they enjoy it, right? But the weight training, I think it really helps people to know that it's 10 minutes, great quality exercises, and that's going to give you the best quality of life and strength and lean muscle that you need for years and years to come.
Well, what do you advise when a woman may reach a plateau and then just can't seem to lose more weight?
I think that really depends on, one, their hormones, because hormones shift. So when you're in menopause, going through menopause or post-menopause, there is a shift. Estrogen levels drop. So there is a shift from fat deposits that are usually in the hips. They go up to the stomach. That's an area that many women ask me about. My midsection, my stomach, can I lose some more there? And there's often plateaus there. This is a hormonal area, the stomach. A lot of times when insulin levels are really high, so insulin resistance is starting to come in, you're going to see more around the belly or around the stomach. And also because the estrogen levels have dropped, so it brings up weight to the stomach. Does it mean you can't lose it? No, but it means that the formula has shifted from when you were premenopause. So because you're working with a hormone, a completely different set of hormones, and you need to create balance and harmony with your hormones in order to lose that weight. So I ask women if they know what their hormone levels are, what they've been going through, whether they have type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. I'd ask that as well, because that's a predictor of whether or not they're going to lose. And the truth is, the simplest thing that you can do if you're plateauing is start logging and actually take a look at what you're doing before you start looking at your hormones, before you start looking at more of the fancier reasons behind weight loss. Because a lot of times what ends up happening when I do a simple food log with people, they log for 7 days and then all of a sudden they're like, well, now I know why I wasn't losing. You know, I believe in freedom to eat in a healthy way, but also to have some fun. So a piece of chocolate every night may not do anything to you, but if you're eating the whole cake every night, that's a different scenario, you know? So it just sheds light on what you're doing.
So how do you work with people? Do you do it over Zoom?
Yeah, so I'm completely online for women in the over 50 demographic. We either do Zoom just like this, or my program Over 50 Fit and Fabulous. It's a signature program. We open the doors only a few times a year. And our next time is actually in September of 2022. I don't know when this is airing, but the next one is September 2022, and then in January and April. Those are our 3 main times to open the doors. And that's a pre-made program. However, we do group accountability. So we meet every single week to see how people are doing and why they may be plateauing and how to strategize and shift the formula so that it's completely designed to them. So it's a very specialized program.
So then do you consult with people in between?
So that depends. With the Over 50 Fit and Fabulous program, there's the group section of the program where we meet as a group every single week. For those, there's also the VIP option where they can meet with me one-on-one, and we do monthly one-on-one sessions as well as the group. And then they're more in contact with me. So I might be, texting them or sending them emails, or they may have more questions or need videos of exercises a little bit more. So I do that as well.
So do you have some workout videos?
The free workout videos are on YouTube. There's plenty that are there. Yes.
Okay, that's great. What really differentiates your program from other weight loss and fitness programs?
Well, first, it's designed for the over 50 body. And so there are 2 elements to go to that, because there's the science behind fat loss, kind of what we were talking about, and how to build strength and to create your best quality of life over 50. But then there's also actual life. And so there's a lot of things. I'm sure you and your entire audience knows a lot about nutrition already and a lot about fitness. That's what I'm guessing, right? Because every magazine you pick up is, this is what you're supposed to do and this is how you're supposed to do it. But there's a big difference between knowing what to do and actually wanting to do it, or following through with it as something that is something that you feel excited to do and that you love. And so what I try and do is marry the freedom to live your best quality of life, to do this on your terms, especially now. I think with every year that we all get older, we want to be able to have the freedom to enjoy life, right? So it's to do that, but to use the science part as well, because hormones are shifting, and the formula is a lot different over 50 than it was in your 20s.
So do you have like an eating program that people can follow, or how do you monitor the weight loss part?
So with Over 50 Fit and Fabulous, it's a combination of weight training, because that's what enhances the lean mass. And we also go through the nutrition part. And with each of the groups, we don't have more than 10 people in the groups because it has to be that specialized part to you. Because like I said, if it's pre-made and everything is already done for you, then what happens when the program ends? You don't know how to achieve or shift things as your lifestyle shifts, or how to continue on once the program ends. And so that's a really important and powerful element for me to make sure that every single person gets specialization in there. And so we do not have groups more than 10 people.
So this then is a 6-month program. Am I hearing you right?
No, this is a 3-month program. The first one is Over 50 Fit and Fabulous. If you want to continue, there's Over 50 Strong, Over 50 Wow, and Over 50 Fit and Fabulous Forever. So it's a whole entire set of programs. But I don't want people to enter and say, I have to commit to this for an entire year, and they don't even know if they like it. So it's 3 months. You get to see how it works for you. You get to see how you do in the group dynamic, or if you're doing the one-on-one option. And then after that, after the 3 months, if you want to continue, you can. And if you felt like it wasn't the right option for you, there's also no commitment to do so. You don't have to do that.
So tell us a little bit more about it. Like, when in September are you starting, and how much does it cost?
So it starts in just after Labor Day. We're going to be starting to let people know that the doors are opening soon. There's actually a wait list for it. If you enter the wait list, those that are on the wait list get a special discount to the program. You get $100 off of the program. And then we'll be starting the actual first day of the program is October 1st. And we start to just open the doors 2 weeks earlier. We only open the door for that 2-week period of time, and then we close it because, again, if the groups are going to stay small, I can't keep the doors open all of the time, because then I can't get to know the people that are in the group and see how to specialize things for them. And also within your group, the women tend to get really close because it's a supportive group, so it's not only celebrations and celebrating, oh, maybe I lost weight today, or, oh, maybe, I was able to lift 5 or 10 pounds or something along those lines. It's also the frustrations. And I think we've all had them. You think that your food is all made for you and you're ready to go, and then something happens, everything gets derailed, and the whole plan gets thrown out the window. And so it's also the discussion about that and how to really create a plan that works for you in your life. So we only open the doors for those 2 weeks. And then in October, that first day is when we start.
Now, when you say open the doors, does that mean take registrations?
Yes, same thing. Take registration. So people can sign up for those 2 weeks. And then after that, I close the doors, meaning nobody else can get in until January is our next open.
It sounds like that's something I could use too.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. And then I could just log as we go.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there are workouts inside of Over 50 Fit and Fabulous too. So it's the nutrition section and the weight training section at the same time. But it is designed for women like you. Like, as you mentioned, you don't want to spend every waking second working out. So it's 2 to 3 days of weight training. For those, there are some people that are like, you know what, I'm not going to feel like I'm doing something if I don't do something every day. And so we do have a little cardio core, which combines that midsection area that everyone wants to work and the cardio section. And it's 10-minute small bite-sized workouts on the off weight training days. And then we're logging the food. I get to be your friend to see what you're logging and what's going on in there. And we can make shifts as you go through the program and learn how to adapt how you eat and exercise, not only to your age and stage of life, your hormone levels, but also to you and what's actually feasible for you.
What really motivated you to start the business?
Yeah, I have been working with the over 50 population for a very long time. I think it's a combination of things, but one of the biggest factors was that growing up, my grandmother was the main woman who raised me, because my mother was a single mother and she was going off to work. And so my grandmother, she grew up in a time when smoking was considered the norm. Like, she was a nurse and she was smoking like a pack a day. She was smoking quite a lot. But then by the time I came around and she was taking care of me, she had emphysema, she had heart disease. and her health was not well. Like we had to get babysitters in to actually take care of me at the same time as my grandmother would be there, which was really upsetting for me. I remember thinking, I only want my grandmother to take care of me. And then on the opposite end of things, years later, my mother was getting to that age that my grandmother was when I remember her deteriorating, but she never smoked and she doesn't really drink. And, she did her exercise classes 3 times a week. And so the difference, I was starting to see this really huge difference of what it was like to take care of your health and smoking versus not smoking, and the choices that you make for your health, how that impacts you. And my mother, we go on trips together. We traveled through Italy. We were there for like a month, and Scotland, and she's climbing up these huge mountains and hills and everything else. And she's an amazing grandmother to my brothers, my niece and nephew. The difference was so huge that I wanted to give people what my mother had, like what was possible when you took care of your health and your well-being.
Interesting. You've really appeared on a lot of health, wellness kind of television programs, and you've even hosted some of your own. So tell us a little bit about your TV career, how you decided on TV as your medium, how you got started, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I like to talk. So that is I also like to write. I write a lot of blogs, but talking is my main way of getting out there and expanding so that people can see what's possible and be inspired by that. And just be motivated by it, because especially when it comes to weight loss and fitness, I think there are so many stigmas around it. So many, like, especially with weight loss, I have to deprive myself. It has to be hard. I have to follow the newest thing because of course that has to be right. And I think there's a lot of negativity around it too, like as in, it makes us feel bad about ourselves, like, are we supposed to be this certain size, and how are we supposed to look? And a lot of that comes through the media. And so I wanted to be in media as well, to be like, hey, no, you can do this on your terms. You can feel free, no matter what shape and size, no matter what age, we all have the right to feel our healthiest.
Well, what is Rogers TV?
Rogers TV is a television. So the main cable network here is Rogers, and there's also Bell. They're the two competing huge networks here. I'd like to say they're a monopoly, but I might get in trouble for that. Anyway, so Rogers is one of the main television and cable places here. And so that they have their own TV shows, and that's what I was on.
So Alicia, tell us where you are so people get a little bit better feeling for that.
Yes, so I'm in Canada. Right now I'm near Toronto, but I'll be moving near Niagara Falls very soon. And I think both sides of the border know Niagara Falls very well.
Yes, definitely. Well, what do you think the biggest challenges that women over, let's say 60, face today with all the people you're working with, in addition to the health and weight kinds of things? What else do you think are their biggest challenges?
I think, at least for my clients, many are taking care of a parent as well. Many that are even retired, they think, okay, life was supposed to slow down a bit, but it's gotten even busier and even crazier. And so there's still a lot of, it's a different type of stress, but there's still stress and busyness in life, a lot going on, especially if you are taking care of an ill parent or an ill loved one, or both at the same time. It's a lot to have on your plate at one time. And I think it is so important to feel your most energized and healthiest at the same time, because you want to be able to take care of your family members, to have the energy for as busy as it's going to be in that second half as well. It doesn't slow down.
Are you finding that there's some of the women that you're working with that are starting businesses?
Yes, many are starting businesses. Or they're doing part-time jobs on something that they're feeling really passionate about, something that's a little bit less of a commitment for them, so they can change the hours if they want to, but that brings them passion and joy in their life. They don't stop. They're ramping up. but it's more on their terms. It's a lot more on their terms. And that includes running a business. It's on their terms. That's why they want to open a business instead of, just being told what hours to work, when to be there. You get to decide. This is your phase.
Tell us how you, if I remember right, you landed your dream client on a trip to Italy. What was that all about?
Oh yeah. So I was insane. I don't know what I was thinking in this world. I just knew that I wanted to be completely online. At that point, I was with people, like one-on-one coaching at the same time, because I have another business, Destination Fit, that's getting ready to close down because this one is going great online. Yay. But so I said, the only way that this dream is really going to take off is if I leap in and I do it. And I thought to myself, if I am in a place where I can be with my inhuman clients, I call them, the ones that I see in person, I am not going to give that up. I'm not going to go only online. So I said, one of the reasons I wanted to be online was to travel. Like I said, my mother and I, we went to Italy. We were in Italy. My mom came, she stayed for a while, and then my husband came for a vacation afterwards. And I thought this was my time. I was able to work down there, to be online, to start to get out there. And the whole goal was just to get one client by the time I was down there. It was the last day. And I was like, this is not working. Maybe I can't make this happen. The very last day, this woman booked a strategy call with me, and she ended up being like, yes, I want to do this. I was through the moon. That was my last day in Italy. It was amazing.
I just think starting a business is such a great idea, especially when you're older. In fact, I've got 2 courses on that. One is how to choose your dream lifestyle business, and the other one is soar to business success. And I've started 6 businesses over my life. The last one I have is this one, but I'm also president of the board of a large business that I started in 1980, when we couldn't even get a credit card. And so I've done so much of this. I just really love doing what I'm doing. What advice would you give to women over 60 who want to start a business?
Well, first I'd say just do it. Just like Nike, just do it. No, but I don't think that there's an age where you probably don't feel a little bit of fear when you're starting a new business, right? Like, is this going to work? How's this going to work? But I think that especially over 60, what do you have to lose? Nothing, right? Nothing. Go for it.
I love that point. That is a great point. You don't have anything to lose. So if you don't make the business, if it doesn't go, it's like, well, tried it.
That's it. Yes, definitely.
And a lot of times, if you're getting happiness out of it and feeling like you're making a difference, then that's maybe the most important part.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that whether you're 50, 40, 60, 70, whatever it is, whatever age you are, it's about finding passion in life and continuing with that passion. That's what drives us and keeps us going and keeps the fire ignited. And so I think that having your own business, it's a lot of passion. If you don't have passion, you're not going to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, you've got to be able to want to get up in the morning and get in there and do something right away. Do you dream about your business at all?
I think about my business all the time. Yeah. And I chose not to have children, but I think that my business is my child, that and my new puppy and my cat, but,
my new puppy. Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah. That's like a child kind of, but yeah, no, you know what? It's my business to me is, I know it probably sounds like I'm a workaholic, but it's my best friend, my clients. I adore them and the people that have come into my life. They've changed my life just as much as hopefully I've helped their lives through fitness and weight loss strategies. And, you think about it all the time because you're constantly growing and things are constantly changing. There's also new challenges. It's just, again, you have to have passion to want to do it.
And Alicia, I almost think it keeps you young because your mind is working. Your mind's working all the time, as you said.
Yes, and you can see that different. You can see that change so much. Like if you meet someone, I think one of my clients was saying this. She was saying, you are either sitting on the couch doing nothing, and you start to really feel older, like you've lost your mobility, you lost your brain power, you've lost that edge, or you're out there doing things and you're working on your passions, and you continue to feel vibrant and young and sharp. Yeah.
Well, I just think you're doing a wonderful thing by really giving people that kind of wind beneath their wings to get up and get out of that couch, and whether they do a business or whatever they do, but to feel fit, more fit doing it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And more energized doing it. You want to have as much energy, especially if you're opening a business, right? You want to have that
Right.
energy and passion. And you can't do that if you're feeling tired and sick. You need to feel
Yeah,
strong.
true. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I think that's it. I think it's also important that everybody know that whether you're 50 or 60 or 70, that it's not too late. You can always get your strength back and your health back. You are not confined to feeling unhealthy or sick for the rest of your life.
Well, tell us how we can contact you, your email address, or if you don't want to give that, your website.
Yeah, my website's probably the best way to take a look at what I have, because we have the wait list for over 50 Fit and Fabulous on there, and we have a whole bunch of freebies and YouTube videos, and you can dip your toe in and see that. You can also book a strategy call with me on the website, and that's aliciajoneshealthyliving.com.
All right, sounds wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and just, giving us that new lease on life to take a big breath and say, I can do this.
Oh, and I think you're giving a new lease on life. You need to have the passion. So I think opening up a business is an excellent passion for sure.
Very true. Thanks much.
Thank you.